South Carolina native Kimberly Bryant grew up in the Greenville area, in love with singing and the stage from an early age. A frequent performer, she spent 2 summers at the Brevard Music Center prior to enrolling at Converse. Ms. Bryant graduated from the South Carolina Governor's School for the Arts and Humanities and went on to earn the Bachelor of Music degree from Converse and the Master of Music degree from the Manhattan School of Music. She starred on Broadway, including in the role of Christine in Phantom of the Opera, and has numerous movie and television credits. Kimberly Bryant is an unstoppable force, as evidenced by her success at Converse, at the Manhattan School of Music, in her time as Miss South Carolina, and in her many performance roles. A gifted performer, teacher, and entrepreneur, Ms. Bryant found her voice early on, knew the value of her education and experience, and created a vision for her career. Please help me in welcoming this year's commencement speaker, Kimberly Bryant.
Wow, you made it. Good morning, President Newkirk, Board of Trustees, Alumni Board, parents, and those who served as parents, as you so eloquently put it, distinguished guests, and my Uncle Max. And to the class of 2017, I say bravissimi and congratulations. Yes. When I first received the invitation to speak to you all, I thought it might be a duplicate email from Converse, since I have been in sort of a transition or commencement myself the last 2 years, phasing out one email, AOL, address, as I began the newest chapter of my life. So I almost deleted it. Oops. Then there was a double take. Wait, what? Who, me? And I'm not even a red devil. I do have a red dress on, in your honor, though. Oh, but I realized I have been on this planet some time, and I have covered a lot of ground, so maybe I do have something to say to young people about to embark on their journey. It's been a wild ride for me so far, and though I do love roller coasters, I'm ready for the tunnel of love. When I first learned of Converse College, I was a young girl attending the Miss South Carolina pageant with my grandmother, and I noticed so many of the most polished and talented contestants were students or graduates of the school. So when it came time for me to apply to schools, Converse was high on my list. I didn't even realize that a pretty famous voice teacher was on faculty here and that I might have the chance to study with her. Thankfully, I was recruited, awarded a scholarship, and assigned to that teacher, Jane Rolandi Gray. Ms. Gray has had numerous successful students, including her own daughter, Carol, or Jana Rolandi, as opera audiences may know her. She went on to be a regular at New York City Opera and Chicago Lyric, where she eventually took over the Young Artist Program, and her husband, renowned conductor Sir Andrew Davis, is the music director. Jane once told me about the time she was asked to sing for Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein for the original run of The Sound of Music on Broadway. This is what the Converse tradition is about: setting goals and working hard to achieve them. There is that saying that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. No one does it for you, no one but yourself. Choosing Converse for your education was your first smart decision. You'll make more, but you'll make mistakes too. Sometimes I still hear that voice saying, coulda, shoulda, woulda. I often joke that that will be a title of a book I'm going to write. I'm actually surprised it hasn't been done yet. Could I have practiced more? Whew, most definitely. Jane will tell you that. Perhaps I should have focused on one art form. Perhaps I should have married that guy. I shouldn't have signed with that agent. I should have stayed in Los Angeles longer. But the truth is, I did and do work hard. I wasn't supposed to marry that guy, and everything I have done has led me to be the person I am today. I did pretty well. I still haven't won a Tony, but I have been a working singer and actor most of my life. And even though I did do the obligatory waiting tables, it was only while I was a graduate student. I attended programs such as the Brevard Music Center, Aspen Music School, and many summer theater. And I did that work right after graduate school. I won more scholarships and opportunities through the Miss America Scholarship Program. And even though my family did assist me, I mostly was able to pay for my school through scholarships, work study, and when I began working on Broadway, I was able to pay off my student loans well before my 20s were over. I had a wonderful support system, and a couple more of them are in the audience today. I'd like to say a quick thank you to my college roomie, Kristen Austin Smith, also 88, and my baby sister, who was truly a baby when I started Converse, Candace Bryant. That support system, you need to cultivate that and keep nurturing that. Those people that are there for you in times of great success and in times of great failure. Because believe me, you will have both. Then you'll network and get to know people that will help you grow and succeed. This is important for every one of you. Work begets work. Recommendations are important. Knowing the sister of the director can get you in the door. The rest, however, is up to you. So yes, who you know is important, but who you are is more so. You have to close the deal, and you have to keep doing the good work yourself. Even if you don't know anyone, make yourself known. I went on open calls, competed in competitions where I met agents, and that's what eventually landed me on Broadway, along with my training and my practice and my dedication, of course. I heard mantras in my head from my parents, grandparents, and teachers that kept me going when there was so much rejection, as is the case with a performing career and really just about any undertaking. When I was 8 years old, I visited New York City for the first time with my mom and my grandmother. We saw show after show that week and walked all over Times Square and Midtown. My mother said that I declared, "I'm going to live here one day and be on Broadway." She said, "Well, somebody has to do that in about 20 years. Why not you?" About 6 weeks prior to my 28th birthday, I made my Broadway debut. I had put it in the universe and visualized my dream at age 8. Have a plan and a dream, and take the steps to make that dream come true. You have begun by obtaining a wonderful education. Now, with the confidence you have in that, follow through. Somebody has to get that job, win that role, start a company, cure an illness, win that gold medal. Why not you? I have been so honored to be back on this campus many times since graduating, including the 1998 Alumni Weekend when I was so lucky to have been named the Career in Music Achievement Award recipient, and just prior to that, having sung with the Converse Sinfonietta with Dean Janiak and Jane Gray in attendance. I was singing my favorite Barber piece, Knoxville, summer of 1915, and I was more nervous than I was for my Broadway debut. To have former Dean Janiak of the School of Music and my voice professor in attendance. Later, I was invited as a music school representative to sit on a panel regarding liberal arts. And then in 2010, I returned with my colleague Richard Troxell to sing at the music school's centennial celebration. Our school has such an impressive history of music and the arts that has enriched this community and far beyond, having given graduates the inspiration to create and perform. I know that will continue with the expansion of our School of the Arts. In 2013, I was delighted to spend a weekend giving master classes and a lecture on marketing. A few weeks later, I attended my own reunion where I saw fellow students I had not seen in 25 years. You would have thought only 5 had passed. Not that we looked that young. Actually, we looked pretty good. Yeah. But we all still possess that Converse spirit, the love for our school and our great traditions. The following year, I finally became a mother. I told my fellow students it might just happen. After all, if Halle Berry, who is my age, can do it, so can I. Now, I would recommend you all waiting a bit before becoming a parent, but please don't wait as long as I did. You can have a career and be a parent. I have many friends who did and do. That year my son was born. 2014 was the 125th anniversary of Converse College. The Alumni Board chose 125 outstanding graduates, and I was so lucky again to be one of them, representing my class. My son Aiden was 10 days late, and we had some complications, so we were lucky to make it to Converse from New York City to the event. I am so very glad we did. It was wonderful to see Converse graduates representing many decades and to read about all the achievements. It was just a sample of the accomplishments of Converse graduates. Doctors, scientists, journalists, attorneys, professors, professional musicians, and so much more. At just 5 weeks old, my son posed with so many beautiful and talented women that day in his little tuxedo. I've been back even more recently as a lecturer and a board member and continue to sing the praises of this school. I'm even sending you 2 more Red Devils your way next year. I know you will all join me in being a cheerleader for your alma mater and return many times with your families, as this will always be a safe place to call home. I love the Converse slogan, Voice, Value, Vision. If one visits the website, he or she will read more on that. But to me, it means that we all have a voice with which to speak about our views, our needs, and in some cases, be the voice for those who do not have or do not yet have one. Converse encourages that. I would encourage that. Let your voice be heard. Whether it's singing on a Broadway stage, calling your representatives about an issue you feel is important, or becoming a representative. We all have value. And what we have learned on this campus has and will have great value throughout your life. There is so much value in integrity. I had a colleague tell me once in regards to concerts we were doing in Florida and the Northeast, you know, you're better than you really need to be. I think he felt these particular concerts were not full of Broadway or Lincoln Center or industry audiences, so I could relax a little bit. Well, I have never felt that way. Every audience deserves your best performance. Another question I'm often asked: don't you get bored or tired doing the same show over and over 8 times a week? The answer is yes, sometimes, but only the rehearsing and the actual getting to the theater in Times Square. Once I hit that stage, it's all brand new and it's magic. And there are always people in the audience who are seeing a Broadway show for the first time. There could be a little girl who says to her mom, "I'm going to live here one day and be on Broadway." It's my responsibility to give my best show that night and every night. Dexter Edgar Converse had a vision back in 1889, and I had a vision when I first visited New York City at age 8, and when I saw those polished Converse students on that stage at the Miss South Carolina pageant. I hope you all have a vision for your future, And that vision can change and grow. The sky is truly the limit. I love the song from the 2006 Broadway Mary Poppins, "Anything can happen if you let it." My favorite line is, "If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But if you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in." Keep visualizing, keep dreaming, and take the steps to making those dreams reality. I worked on a show in New York as a producer and took on the principal role, which is still in development. I dared to think that I could organize events to get the New York theater crowd in the industry to become aware of it. It's not really a one-person job. But I was able to find many passionate folks to work on the project and some great, well-known talent to take part. In the show Miracolo, or Miracle, my character, Apollonia, finds herself in a difficult situation and has just about resigned herself to lead a limited life. She finally decides in the song "To Live" by Jarlath Jacobs and Emilio Sola to jump, take a leap to the unknown. Any lark that's ever flown had to face an empty sky. Nothing changes till you try. But I will catch the wind as I am falling, find my wings, and find my calling. Where's the thrill in standing still? It's time to live. My sister and I have started a nonprofit theater company here in the upstate, a huge undertaking. We are very passionate about our mission and our outreach, which we are focusing on the autistic community. I love the idea that we focus on ability and not disability. Because again, everyone has a voice, value, and vision. Even if you think you might have lost it for a bit, there's always hope. I've learned a lot about the craft of acting over the years and my study in Los Angeles and New York. I've done countless workshops with agents, casting directors, acting teachers, well-known actors, and other industry professionals. But a few ideas keep coming back to me, and really they relate to any and every endeavor or vocation in which we choose to be involved. The first is, bring all your humanity. I attribute this to a well-known actor on a long-running soap opera. And of course, he meant to do so in your acting. Bring yourself, your true feelings, your pain, your joy, your passion, your love, and most importantly, your truth. Imagine if we did that every day. Then we would truly be able to live. The second idea that is forever in my mind and heart is hope. My longtime acting teacher, Terry Schreiber, always reminded us that if you or your character has no hope, then there's nothing to play. Even Blanche Dubois, my dream role, in which I have worked on with Terry on many numerous scenes, in her darkest hour at the end of the play, sees a glimmer of hope when she says, "Whoever you are, I have always depended on the kindness of strangers." Of course, we know her fate is not necessarily to be rehabilitated, but she still lives on in hope. We should all live in hope. Life can change on a dime. Sometimes that change is not what we had hoped, but rest assured, that can change again. I also had the opportunity to work with the late, great Doris Roberts of Everybody Loves Raymond fame. She was nervous about appearing in her first musical, Bye Bye Birdie, which we were doing at New York City Center. I told her that the work she had done in television comedies was all music. After all, music is much about rhythm, and she had perfect comic timing. She, in turn, told me, when I asked advice about the business, never give up, never take no for an answer, and keep knocking on doors. I've watched Oprah over the years and have always been inspired by the way she uses her voice to promote young women's education and self-worth, and for people in general to live their best lives. I came across a speech of hers reminding us, after she told a story of a kindness shown to her, that you never know what kindness you offer today, how that might stay with them forever. So many kindnesses, mantras, and more have stayed with me, and I'm so honored I might share them with you all. One such mantra is from my grandfather, E.M. Cromer. He had many, but perhaps the simplest and the most important: work hard, save your money. In closing, I hope you'll all remember your value, use your voice, and create and implement your vision for your life and how you might make the world better for having you in it. I know there are family, friends, and professors who already believe that to be true. Congratulations. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this very special day. And remember, anything can happen if you let it.